that Chris Stuckman, the movie reviewer,
Yeah, yeah.
got like $500,000,
Oh yeah.
man, for
I
his
think he
movie.
got
That's
like a couple million, dude. Why don't we do
yeah.
him a favor? Why don't we rewrite his script right now? So we got
You
the
want to do it right now? $1.3 million. What do you do?
I don't even know what episode number this is,
Like
but
5
yeah, something like that. But Max is
episode
back. Woo!
mystery episode.
Hell yeah, dude.
Are we live? Are we live right now?
We're live. We
Oh wow.
are rolling. Dude, welcome back, man. It's been a while since we did a podcast, but we did one and it failed. So this is that was the rehearsal, and then
Yeah.
this is the podcast now. So
Yeah.
I'm back, dude. What's up,
Yeah.
man? Are you working on any new film projects? I know you mentioned some to me earlier.
Yeah. I am working on I'm trying to get together a new short film. Like a slasher film. And yeah, I'm utilizing my hometown again. And yeah, trying to make it for like what's the peanuts, whatever, nuts and peanuts. I don't know what they fucking say. But
Nuts and bolts. Yeah, what?
nuts and bolts, or whatever. And yeah, I just want to. So right now, I got to get my location, which is going to be my neighbor's house because it's like a cool modern house, and I have to start casting soon. But I realize you can't start doing anything until you pick a date. Really, like I feel like a whole film revolves around the date.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point.
So like there's like until I decide that I can't do anything.
Yeah, because sometimes you gotta work backwards, and that reveals a bit of the roadmap. If you have like a date, it's
Mm-hmm.
sorry that was like a ferocious chug, dude.
Oh, I love coffee.
Is that just black coffee?
No, it's cream and sugar, but I put like a shit ton of sugar in my coffee.
Fuck yeah, dude. Sorry to do it.
I'm not gonna like make myself miserable with coffee. I'm gonna enjoy it.
I think and I think the struggle with me going back to the setting dates, it is tough sometimes because you do want to be flexible a bit in terms of like what's realistic, you know?
Yeah.
You do have to, you gotta really set a deadline and like put that pressure on yourself.
Yeah, and just one it like your whole film needs the date, but it also works as a deadline. Cheers. I drank all my coffee.
Cheers.
I drink. Good. What's it called? I'm trying to think, man. Now I lost my thought. What?
Deadlines.
Deadlines.
Why they're important.
Yeah. So obviously, well, because like you can't cast without a deadline either. It's or like a date.
People need dates. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah.
It just like so if you're like postponing your movie for some reason, just pick a date and like you can actually get stuff done for it.
That's what, like if you had the luxury, this is like dreaming, but if you just had the luxury to like go to a place the right time of year that you shoot, typically, I mean, I'm sure that's what they would do on like a huge movie. Go to it in December if you're going to shoot next year's December to see how it's going to be, how it's going to feel, how it's going to look. Like that's important. Or you just like wing it, which is another way, you know. But
like my last movie, I pre-shot everything, and the one shot I'm not happy with is the shot I changed during the filming, and I'm like, I should have just stuck with my guns. what's it called?
So what were you happy with that shot?
Oh, I knew the obvious way to shoot it, and sometimes the obvious way to shoot it is actually the right way. It's just because it's obvious to you doesn't mean it's obvious to everyone else. So I thought it was like, oh, I need to make it up. I went for asymmetry instead of symmetry, and the shot would have worked so much better with symmetry.
I find
Yeah.
symmetry, definitely helps a lot with designing shots because it gives you like a focal point to kind of look at. I think it's part of it, and it's also just pleasing to see like symmetrical things in nature, or like while you're watching a movie.
Yeah, it's
Symmetry that you can play with too.
yeah, I like asymmetry with it's like I'm not talking about like you don't need like perfect symmetry. It's like just like when I feel like symmetry is obvious in a way. It's like, oh, make it parallel, make it whatever. But like so I was like, oh, I should go for asymmetry here. I should, instead of have it going through, like I wanted to, my goal is we're shooting down like this long like forest, like I don't know what you'd call it, like passage where like the trees were separated in both sides because like telephone wires were going through the forest. And in my pre-shoot I shot it like right down the barrel. It should have been like that, but I was like, oh, it could be cool if that was trailing off camera. I don't know how to explain it,
but it doesn't feel complete then.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting that you like learn that from watching that.
Yeah, I was just like, just go with your gut. So like sometimes, but it's also weird when you watch more movies how much you can rethink about what you're actually going to make or how you're going to make it. And that's why it's like sometimes I avoid watching movies. But yeah.
And what do you think that is? Is it you maybe see something similar and how they like a similar theme and how they handled it, and that informs maybe how you would maybe do it, and it's kind of tough.
Or sometimes it's like that, or like when you kind of see like the next level of filmmaking or something, like you're like, wow, I didn't even know movies like this could exist.
Yeah, is it possible for humans to make?
Yeah, it's and I'm like, wow, I want to capture that imagination. I want to capture that maturity in writing. And that's what always tries to make me like get better at writing is I'm like, sometimes it happens more than not with Russian films. And I'm like, in almost like all foreign cinema. I'm not, and where I see something so mind-blowingly just like different. I'm like, wow, I feel like, I'm gonna get on a tangent about
it. Opens your mind to what is possible with a movie.
Yeah,
it can be daunting. Like I know what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. You could be like, oh shit, I don't know anything. At like one point, it was like, great.
Just important to be humble. And what I did want to ask, because obviously I feel like you and me do films because it's something we're passionate about, right? It's something we take pleasure in, but there definitely is some like pain involved in the process. So what's important to like striking that balance, would you say, between like the pain and the pleasure of making movies?
So I feel like you're going to need the pain to feel the pleasure. If it's too easy, you're not going to give a shit. I feel like you have to be put through, like, you don't have to, like, when my last movie went so much easier than my first, Flying Horses, that I was almost like, wow, it wasn't as fun almost. Like in a way where I love the chaos in filmmaking. It does make you feel,
it's exhilarating.
Yeah, it makes you feel alive. And I also don't mind that my last one we even finished on schedule, like exactly on time. And I was like, oh, I don't mind that, but it felt like anticlimactic almost. It was like weird.
Mm-hmm.
So
that can feel like that sometimes. I've noticed it too, where there's always this anticlimactic feeling, but it's like, what do you expect? You end with a bang, and maybe you don't want to end with a bang, because I've done shoots
that's true.
end with a bang, and it's like someone getting hurt or like
Yeah, you're too tired.
getting
And also it's because I think I had a very small crew. Like we had at that point we had a crew of 4 people and 1 actor on set when we ended, and it was just like we're like, oh wow, us 4, like we're the crew. Let's just go home. Let's just go home.
yeah.
But,
That's like the purest form of movie making. I feel is when you at sometimes when you get that skeleton crew,
yeah,
1 actor, and you're like maybe one light over here. You're all
yeah.
acting and holding boob and
We didn't even have a light during that scene because it was that hallway scene. We just used the whatever, however it was lit, and one light was out, and Augie was like, "I'm gonna say I did that," like as in like that was like
yeah,
director of photography.
on purpose.
It was very funny. But look at I laugh about that scene a lot too because there were um, there were a bunch of signs that were about COVID on the wall, and when I got I was getting the actors, and when I got down, the guys were already there, and they're taking the signs down. They're like, "Oh, they're about COVID." I'm like, "Okay, can we put them back up?" And they're like, "Yeah, we think." And we're like, "Okay, just take them down." So taking them down, we finished the scene. We're all so tired. Well, we're struggling to put them back up. I'm freaking out because I'm like everything's on film, like in like a security camera.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, guys, this is not good. They're gonna know it's us. They have a permit. They're gonna know it's me. And they're like, no, it's okay. So Robert figures it out. Augie figures it out, and then we all put them up. And then we get back. We're all like smoking, whatever. It's legal in Connecticut. We're illegally smoking weed. Fine. And uh, we're illegally smoking weed, and I go, did anyone read those posters? And they go, no. I'm like, so we have no idea what order we just put them in.
Oh yeah.
So they were all in order. They're meant to be in order. And so,
Any instructions or
yeah, it was for COVID instructions.
wow.
It was, or something like that. And we just bursted out laughing. We're like, just flew all over our heads. We're just like, we couldn't even think about that. But so, like, they probably made incoherent sense. Like,
gave
we ruined
like
this.
gave them the wrong instructions and
Yeah, it was just like,
if
we
it was
ruined this whole.
COVID.
Yeah, everyone's got, we started COVID.
Oh,
But, yeah, that was fun. My favorite thing on set, though, was my 2 favorite moments were when I had to film in like when I had filmed in 2 creeks. One was more of like a ravine, and one was more of like an actual creek. And the we were filming at night, and I picked a low tide so we can actually film there. And like I looked at the times, did all like I even like picking a date. I picked a date to be at low tide to film on because it was like I looked a month ahead of time, which you can do, which is crazy. What the fuck? So yeah, it's so I did that, and when we were filming, I'm like, all right, guys, we have like 10 more minutes before like the tide comes back. We're like that because I saw the water start to rush in, but it gave the scene a nice effect where the water was trickling in, and then like we were lucky enough to capture some leaves falling down, and then
yeah.
but my favorite scene was when we pulled a woman out of the water, and every like we literally pulled a woman out of the water in a public park, and everyone got to watch. And like I'm sure like someone filmed us and put on their Instagram story or something.
Dead body found in the river.
Yeah, because she played dead for like at least 10 minutes. We did that in one take because I felt so bad at the conditions I made her be in. But I'm like, this also looked great, so I was happy with it.
And that's yeah, it that's the tough part too with like trying to do it all the right way in terms of getting permission, getting like permits and stuff because
It's expensive.
yeah, you don't want enough money. It's not
It's
feasibly so
because it's not.
filmmakers at our level can't feasibly afford, however much money it is to do that stuff. Yeah.
Because the thing that also gets expensive is insurance. You have to buy insurance for a permit. And like half my budget was permits.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was like yeah, I think like 2 or 3 grand went to like the film, and then everything else was permits, locations, and then so on. Yeah.
I think that, and that's what makes it a bit fun at this level too, because we're always looking for the best option, but also like what's reasonable and maybe like affordable. So like you'll maybe ask people, hey, do you have this, or do you have like a barn or some shit I can use? And sometimes you can get, just working with what you have, you can get some like cool creative ideas out of that,
Yeah. No, yeah, a lot of my ideas literally just come from the location. Like
Do you
I
like,
and
do you scout it and that helps?
yeah, sometimes I like yeah, sometimes I don't even scout it. Sometimes I just see it and I'm like, oh, I can picture something. Like just like immediately, and I'm like, oh, and I'll usually write a short film to the location. And I did that more often than I remember, uh, or than I remember, because I remember doing that for my first like short film at college, Varsity Animals, where I scouted like every alleyway because I knew I wanted to film in an alleyway. Then I wrote the whole thing to film in alleyways, and and that was so much fun. That was like
That helps
I
sometimes having a location to write to. And like what
yeah
could
it's
happen in this area? Like there's only like then maybe it helps you inform like where the edges are. All right, I probably
yeah
do aliens coming down and abducting people here,
yeah it definitely helps you because you think more creatively in a weird way, like with limitations, like or like yeah, even obstacles. You have to overcome them. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I know you had to overcome like obstacles for Blind Cop.
Oh yeah. So many. Fuck.
Yeah. What was like? What is one you never wish to encounter again?
One I never wish to encounter again. I mean, it always sucks on set making someone angry, like someone coming out yelling at you, because
Oh
you're
yeah.
maybe shooting somewhere you can't be or you're not supposed to be. But man, there's something about, especially with Blind Cop, and I feel like this might get into any movie spirit, and I feel like a lot of directors feel this way. Is like nothing will stop you once the ball's moving. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this movie made. I'm gonna shoot. If I need to like shoot outside of a junkyard, just for like the background, I'll go like not get a permit and just shoot there.
Yeah.
But
No, that the junkyard looks amazing too.
the junkyard looks. We have permission for that, but
Yeah.
like there's definitely stuff like we were looking for just a rooftop to use, and we had, that was like partway into production. I don't know why we just didn't have that part figured out. So we were like, we'll shoot this place that might like I've seen people shoot there before. So I thought it'd be cool, and we got kicked out partway through it. Like begging the dude.
Oh my god.
That part always sucks, and it's embarrassing. In front of your crew and stuff to have that stuff happen. It just whether it's like conscious or not, it brings morale down. But yeah, so dealing with that shit is tough, especially if you feel helpless. Like if you don't know what the next move is at that point, that's like a really dark place when you're in a movie. Like I'm fucking, my back's against the wall, dude. I don't know, but sometimes like you'll figure something out, or something will open up. Like we had someone offer a different spot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
Can you talk
Okay.
about that's what I was asking about other projects you're working on. You're doing like a kid show. Can you talk about that or no?
Oh no, I actually can't talk about
Okay,
that.
okay. Then
Yeah, which is kind of cool to say. Zoop. You know, I can't talk about something.
that's
But
cool that's you got that.
yeah. So something. Let's just say I needed that to help me fund my next film. Um,
Yeah.
like without that, that was like almost a fucking miracle. Like I don't know how things work out for people, but shit just worked out for me there. and I'm
It's
very
crazy. I think it's like
yeah
if you're really out there and open about it, and you really do try every alley possible, whether that's like social media or talking to family and friends, like you should be able to get some openings, some options available. You know,
yeah
but
it
I want to talk about writing because
uh yeah, let's
I've
talk
been
about it.
writing. It's very difficult. You know, I'm working on. I think the issue too is I'm working on a couple screenplays at a time, which maybe not the best idea. I think it's better to stick with one and see it through. And I don't know if you were writing shit lately or if you had any tips
um
on getting the ball rolling again with writing. You know,
yeah, when I haven't written recently in like the past, like, I don't know, embarrassingly long. But so I'm in the same boat where I need to get the ball rolling again, and I'm feeling it recently. Um, for me right now, I'm like, okay, I gotta cut out some just bad habits, like just stop drinking at night, blah blah blah. Just get more focused. Because it's like you have to put yourself in a gear that you're not normally in to write. Because it's for me, like it's fully immersing to write. I get fully into the blank page or whatever I'm writing on, and like, okay, my mission is to fill it, no matter what it is. Like sometimes I write about something I'm just thinking about. It doesn't necessarily have to be about film, and I create questions around it, so it just gets my mind um, dissecting it in parts that I just wouldn't look at normally, and how it works for me when I like picking a genre can really help if you have nothing or you just want to get the ball rolling, and picking like two or three really helps. Like okay, I want to make a horror. Okay, now I want to make a horror noir. Okay, now I want to make a horror noir western. It gets really fun that way. Um,
that sounds like
and it sounds like a cool. I don't know what that movie would fucking look like, but it'd be cool. Maybe it's a zombie movie. It's a noir zombie. Whatever. It's you can.
that's. I think that's a tough part too that you can get sucked into as a writer is maybe jumping more towards themes and genre is such an important part of it. And you do need sometimes that canvas of genre to like, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to go full into it. You can like play around. Like yeah, genre. I think genre is just as important to film as anything, because it's in film blood. It's like it's part of film. Whether like even if you neglect genre, people are still go put your film in a genre.
That's like one of the first things a lot of people say too when they're pitching their movie. Yeah, you hear like this can be a sci-fi body horror or this gonna be,
Yeah.
a zombie movie, whatever, high school drama.
High School, which I just watched like the other day with my sister. It was like that new Korean film or Japanese, I don't know,
Which
show. Like we're all dead or something, or we're
oh, how is
already
it?
dead. Oh, it was pretty fun, dude. I watched like a little bit. I only came into like I do. My sister watches so many shows that I always come in like halfway, and I'm like, "What are you watching?" She's like, "This," and I always sit down for like two or three episodes, no matter what.
Yeah.
Happened to me with Love Island, which is some
Oh,
bullshit.
dude. Yeah. That's
Oh
like,
no, Love is Blind. Sorry, not Love Island.
oh,
Um,
section. I don't know if I've seen Love Is Blind.
it's
That's why
hilarious, dude.
they can't see the person or something.
Yeah, you can't see them, and like they have to go to their wedding day and like didn't like reject each other basically at their wedding. I'm like, this is amazing.
Wow.
But some couples I'm like in their relationship third person way, like it's like a third. It's funny. I'm into the
Very
show.
intriguing. They
Good
suck you
shit.
in, like the drama of the relationship.
Oh, oh my god. Yeah, it really got me good. I hate drama in my own life, but as soon as it's like someone else's life, I'm like, give it to me. You know,
more.
Yeah, drama sucks.
Drama does.
But
What else is
yes.
new, dude? What you been into lately? Not even just movie stuff.
Um.
Cool.
Hmm. Well, oh, I've been into Slayer, the band.
Oh shit. Yeah. I feel like
That's been.
yeah, I went to a festival once. I think I like kind of saw them live because it was a festival. It was Voodoo Fest in New Orleans, and that's where I got
Oh
the
shit!
Foo Fighters, which was really cool. And
I
I
didn't know they still even played, man. I didn't. I didn't even
yeah,
know
well maybe I'm wrong. Like I could be,
that.
but I was like, this might be Slayer. Yeah.
It might be. I only listened to like their first 4 or 5 albums because they had I don't know what happened to their drummer, but I can just instantly tell they got a new drummer, and I'm like, it just ruins the whole thing for me. But I fucking love it, dude. I for people that don't know, I just listen to like jazz almost, like just jazz, blues, some rock and roll, and then so like Slayer was like, I just thought it would be good for productivity, and I'm like, wow, this is really good.
That's awesome.
I'm like, they
Productivity.
have one, they have one song that I have to look up the fucking background on because the lyrics are weird, man. Maybe it's some Nazi fucking music because
What do they
it
say?
was like it's the song "Angel of Death" on Rain of Blood, the album Rain of Blood, and Angel of Death, for people that don't know, is a famous Nazi like general or whatever who killed so many Jews and like experimented on them and like would do like weird shit to twins and just did like weird shit. And I like not just weird shit, terrible shit. And then he the song is like Angel of Death come, it's like thinking of like protecting the Aryan race, and then it goes like, and then another lyric is like, "Angel of Death, thinking of how to execute the Holocaust." And I'm like, obviously, I'm a Jew, and Holocaust fucking blows. But to think about as a writer, I was thinking, oh, like they had to like write a plan for that shit. They
Yeah,
had to like
it's
write an outline.
premeditated. Yeah,
Yeah, they had to write like a beat sheet for the Holocaust.
yeah.
Um, no, but no, it's terrible. But I, it was, I don't know what that. I don't know if they're supporting the Nazis in that song or if they're saying,
Damn.
"Yo, Angel of Death was fucked up, dude."
Yeah. Scott.
Dude, he
I haven't
fucking
listened to
sucked.
Slayer, but I listened to who was I listening to? Yeah, I listened to a little bit of Megadeth.
Megadeth. I
Such
wanna
a
check out
funny,
them.
it's awesome like metal band names, Megadeth. That's
I
like
wanna. Oh, I wanna check out Megadeth, but in Gorgira is a band I want to check out. I heard they're good.
uh,
Uh, but there's one metal band that I think is the funniest fucking name, and it's Cradle of Filth, and it's like just imagining a cradle of filth is fucking hilarious.
uh,
Sounds like something you'd see in Savannah, man.
yeah, paints a picture though.
Yeah, it's that's my favorite band name.
Yes, it's cool that you're using like metal for productivity. I find it, yeah, especially helpful for like working out, pushing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
metal. I also like working out to like the news. The news is good to work out to. I don't like
Yeah.
I I usually try to like when I did work out, I try to put like as little rest time as possible in between sets. Like one to get it done faster, and I get a little bored during my workout, so like doing it fast makes me like gets me focused. And I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh, you're gonna get stronger if you do like no rest time. But what's it called? I would listen to the news and I'd finish my workouts in like 30, 40 minutes. So I was just like, okay, sweet. And then I just go, because then I catch up on the news because I'd work out in the morning. It was nice.
I enjoy that too. I don't think you need a lot, especially if you do it consistently. It's nice to just work out for like 30 minutes, get the muscles like ready and like, prepare for the day and listen to like a podcast or something.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of these like film guys, which is really interesting to hear like the different levels because I feel like I listen to like the DGA dudes. So it's like Damien Chazelle and like Quentin Tarantino. They have a whole podcast of them talking about their stuff. And then there's like these indie guys who are making like, $500,000 movie budgets and like, million or whatever. And it is interesting to like hear everyone's struggles and stuff. And it honestly sounds pretty similar at like every level.
Well,
Maybe the top just has a little more money and more access to, more talented people.
speaking of filmmakers that I'm interested in budget, let's see, I got some crap on my lip. What's it called? That Chris Stuckman, the movie reviewer, got like $500,000, man, for his movie. That's
like a couple million, dude.
Holy shit! No way. That's I'm proud of that dude. Like, good for him.
Like, no, yeah, dude. Like, it's good because him always talking about making movies, and he went for
now he's
1.3.
Holy shit! That's like the issue with with his though, and I think his movie's going to change drastically now that it has $1.3 million. So there's no way he's making the same fucking movie.
I hope he tries and I hope he tries to make the best movie he can. Which
I hope he throws his. I hope he throws his script out. But yeah, $1.3 million, dude. That's a shit ton of money. I don't know if like what was he planning on doing with two? I know his movie was going to be about paranormal investigators, and it was going to be what do you call it? Hidden footage, or not hidden footage. Yeah.
I remember hearing it's based on this YouTube videos where these guys would go ghost hunting and they went missing or something, or they just made a creepy video.
See, that sounds like not a good plot. That sounds like
it. Yeah, it just sounds like there's only a couple ways you can take that, and it sounds like a lot of.
That's why I'm hoping that he rewrites this thing for the budget.
And I think he's got to go for it. He's got to make. If you're doing horror, you can't
can't dilly dally.
I have faith in him though because I feel like he's got a decent taste, and he's seen enough movies where you think at that point, if you see enough movies, you can kind of understand how to make a movie.
Do you think you can like too many movies? Yeah, as in like I don't know how to explain that. No, I disagree with myself. But like, all right, I'm just gonna play with the idea. But as in, if you like every movie, do you really have a movie
Oh yeah, you don't. You're just a people pleaser at that point. But if he doesn't like every movie, but the only issue now that I've seen him talk about his channel is because he's like trying to become a filmmaker. He's trying not to talk bad about people's movies because he had the whole like hilariosity or whatever.
Oh yeah,
like this movie blows. Like he feels a little. Which I understand that angle.
Well, my biggest issue with hilariosity was it wasn't called critique because like there's like that like what the heck, dude? Like it was almost there. Like hilariosity doesn't make sense. Right, whatever. That's just like a weird point. But I get that. I see filmmakers as hopefully a famous filmmaker. We're trying.
Dude,
I see.
Why don't we do him a favor? Why don't we rewrite his script right now? So we got.
You want to do it right now? $1.3 million. What do you do?
You got 1.3 million. And you kind of have to stick to it because I'm sure he can write a different script, but he should totally throw it out. But at this stage, Chris, if you're listening, dude, maybe keep some reactors. I know you want the house. Add more locations. That's a big part. We need like a pond. We need a creepy pond. maybe something comes out of the pond at some point.
So let's just remake Creature of the Black Lagoon right now. No.
Oh, that's a great idea. Dude, they think it's a ghost, but it's a creature of the Black Lagoon the whole time.
Yeah. And he just has a giant erection the whole time. And it's like
Oh,
really hard to film. It's just like kind of awkward. You're like, oh.
you know what I thought about the other day, which is I think is interesting. It's like that idea of, is it good to do something just because it's never been done before that makes it unique? And like I was thinking of the penis POV cam. So you could like do something like this. You could have the creature's penis POV cam coming at somebody.
And like, it can spit like acid out, like or
oh.
like.
Boy, let's go back to this creature idea. I like the creature, dude.
All right, yeah, we'll take out the penis thing because let's go.
Here's what Creature of Black Lagoon. Horror's gotten so weird now in a different direction. It's a little bit more, like hauntings of the past. It's not just like a monster. So this would be like unique if Chris Stuckman's movie was a monster with gills and shit. Well,
I guess they made The Shape of Water, but
that wasn't a horror though.
Yeah, and it didn't hit the notes I wanted to hit, even though I think it's a very cool world. I just wanted to know more about the world almost. I was like more interested in that facility than the story. But what's it called? So you have $1.3 million. You're making a horror movie. There's possibly a pond with a creature. What else? So what can you do with $1.3 million? Can you afford CGI or do you go practical? Like
my personal taste, if you're doing horror, dude, you gotta go practical, baby. And you need some gore or some shit, So
how much do practical effects cost? Like if you have $1.3 million, should you put $500,000 into practical effects and have the best fucking practical effects ever?
He maybe should.
Like,
that's the tough part. You're so right, because we got to put the money in there. That's what's expensive about a monster that I was maybe being a little naive and didn't, factor in. They're expensive.
Well, yeah,
$1 million. Yeah, what do you do then?
You know what I would make?
He probably does still want ghosts, so maybe we do ghosts.
You know what I would make? I would make, and this is just like a dream I've had for a while, and I have like 6 features that I've written down that I want to eventually tackle, and they're just like little themes. Like I like The Exorcist too. I'm like one of the only people that does, and I kind of want to make a movie like that, where it's like a possession movie halfway through, and like not like even it's a possession movie, but I like the idea of a paranormal movie that becomes a sci-fi movie halfway through the movie. I think that's so bizarre, like in such a genre shift. And if you can, because especially I just went into MRI. Yeah, I just went to an MRI machine, and having the person talk to me as I was in there made me feel like I was in like a horror movie. It was just like, all right, Max, the machine's just going to be 30 more minutes. Just hold on tight. Hey, Max, you kept moving. And I'm like, am I actually moving? Or is he even talking to me right now? I was like it was like, there's something there. I don't know what yet, but there could be something.
Well, I think there's also something because if you go kind of off his original idea, it's kind of like people spelunking old abandoned places. There's something about that claustrophobic feel,
Yeah,
like tight areas.
Do you remember that game that Guillermo del Toro was making with Hideo Kojima, where it was like you walk through a hallway and shit goes crazy, basically?
No, what game did it come out? What game was that?
No, it ended up getting canceled, but I think it's called PT or something. And I think that would be cool, where if he really plays with the environment more than like a creature, where the environment can shift and like make you feel like you can never get out.
Ooh, like Monster House.
Like Monster House.
Yeah. Like he really likes or I don't know if he does, but it seems I know before he talked about he likes M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, he loves Signs. Yeah.
we have a big twist. Like you come out, maybe they run out at the end, and the house like evaporates, like it's not
Can
even
we?
there.
We should talk about twists as a plot device.
Yeah, let's talk
Uh,
about it.
what's your opinion on just a twist in general? I mean, because there is an exception, like the good twist, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is if done right, it works, but it's very hard to stay on that line because it can become a gimmick, and then you can rewatch the movie and the impact's gone. You know, if you know,
Well,
especially if it doesn't lead up to it, it doesn't make sense. You know,
yeah,
I think a
I
good
think
example that works is like Pulp Fiction. Everyone talks about that with uh, Vincent gets shot. He's like dead. Like that's a pretty big twist, I would say. But it's not like the whole movie's different. Like
that's what I like too, when it's more of a shock than a twist.
yeah, you didn't see it
Um,
coming. Yeah,
because like
and you think
Leonardo
he's
DiCaprio,
okay because you saw him later in the movie. Oh, but he died. You know, like or you see him die and you still see him. It's like really interesting. Yeah.
yeah, it's no, I agree with you. I don't like sometimes I feel like a twist can ruin a movie. Like,
Yeah, M. Night now, he's like so trapped in what his fans like, and he grew his brand as that. It's like they almost expect that now, and I feel it's tough for him to like shed that. He keeps trying to keep like one upping himself, so now it's like it's a beach that ages you. You know, like
I
it's
feel so, but like he just doesn't know what to put attention to in that, especially in that movie. He didn't know where to put his attention in. Where the coolest part was the aging, but there was not enough of it. It was just like there could have been like at least 3 more scenes for each character of like weird aging shit.
Yeah,
Um,
it's interesting. And then his cameo is so funny.
oh, I thought the twist was going to be he's making the movie as they are like doing this whole thing.
That
Like,
would
'cause
be hilarious.
yeah, I thought the whole twist was like, hey, my twist is I made a twist and I'm making this movie, bitch.
It was a little meta because he was like filming himself, or he was
Yeah,
filming them from far. Like that was kind of I remember seeing that and be like, huh, that's kind of interesting.
yeah. My that movie was pretty funny though. I did have a good time watching it. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was a like waste of money because I think I did buy it, but
Yeah,
it was fun. Um, I wonder. I
dude,
will say.
I think I personally there is a chance that he can make something killer, but I personally think he shouldn't get trapped in his original idea because you're right. The movie's already different, dude. This is what was he asking for like 500K?
No, 250.
250? Yeah, it's a completely different movie now. It's 5 times bigger budget. 6 times.
Oh,
Wait, 5
now
times.
he has to get a bigger crew, so he actually might not be able to make as big of. So let's just say half the money. How much? I really don't know how much real like feature budgeting
Well, he can
works.
definitely get like more days and shit, I guess, of filming.
Like his equipment probably changes. What camera he's probably gonna rent out.
Well,
Uh,
let's see what he added with.
oh, perks! You're now a producer of this project,
Well, he had
or
like
whatever.
updates on it of like what each stretch goal was. Okay, so listen to this. 250,000 initial funding. Initial funding will enable Shelby Oaks to get made, providing vital funds for cast and crew, equipment, locations, and more. 400K practical effects plus SMFX featurette. So they'll be swapping out CGI for practical effects in key scenes, including hiring a veteran makeup person. 500K, 2 dream locations plus screener watch party. And then 600K was just named actor, car upgrades, commentary track. I wonder if he had any more stretch goals.
Dude, oh my god.
Yeah, stretch goals. Let's see this. Okay, then 600K named actor, 750K extra shooting day, only one day, damn. Abandoned house
Oh
plus
no.
Blu-ray, and then 1 million animal wrangler.
This sounds
Camera, new backer exclusive poster. So
what the fuck? It does so these are this is like if I have $1 million, I get a fucking animal wrangler, dude.
So let's think about it. He got practical effects. So he got a named actor.
Well,
He had
I got it.
2 dream locations, abandoned house, and am I missing something?
Well, I for flying horses, I had like I had horses. Like it's so much easier to get animals than you think. But I guess he's trying to do it legitimately. But
Yeah.
it's
Or if you do it, through
I
all.
mean Lancaster is my animal wrangler.
There you go.
but,
I appreciate those filmmakers though, like what you did there. Like that shit's so inspiring though to like be able to get a similar outcome on the screen that these fucking dudes get with 1.3.
yeah, I was
Nothing
like,
wrong with that stuff, but it's just nice to be like, oh, I kind of nailed that a little bit,
oh yeah, I was like, flying horses is only like 3 or 5K, something around there, and I think it looks like a $15,000 movie, like at least. It's it like for that guy who made a certain 9/11 movie, um, his movie is fucking $45,000, and it has none of the. It's not very. It's a good. I don't have to give it credit anymore. Fuck that movie. But
I mean, the other people who worked on it, it does look impressive, yeah. But
yeah, that the cinematographer I know who did it. He did a great job. But it just looks like it does look like I don't know what my fucking point was. It didn't have fucking cows in it, dude.
didn't have cows in it, dude, and you're so right about that. But, okay, so how would we do this? We got Shelby Oaks. We got a named actor. Okay,
Yeah.
So I say Dan Stevens.
Who the fuck is Dan Stevens?
Wait, no, maybe not Dan Stevens. Dude, okay. We need like someone crazy.
Nick Cage. Mel Gibson. Oh my god. Yeah, sure. Let's
imagine Mel Gibson in a ghost story with a bunch of kids in this YouTube video.
He's like, what the hell's going on here?
No, but you know what he's gonna do? This named actor. This is what I bet's gonna happen. He's gonna keep the core story. These people going to this house looking at the ghost. It's gonna be like a cop scene or some shit. Like one scene where the dude's just sitting down at a desk.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to send a message, but I'm listening.
Yeah.
Hey,
we really gotta help Chris out though, dude.
Dude, Chris needs help because I don't want him to fuck this up, and I think he will. No, I'm joking.
We're fans of Chris. We think he has a chance. We're not ragging on him.
No, we like Chris, and I think he's put in so much work, and he did it the smart way, to be honest. He built a fucking giant audience.
Yeah.
He's like kind of the Beeple of film right now.
That's interesting.
He's put in all that work.
Is his content he made?
Yeah.
Dude. Those people are holding the world up. People, the creators out there, So
I just can't get over the fact that a YouTuber gets to make a feature film now, and it's kind of a cool world.
Yeah.
It's so I just don't. The part I'm having trouble with is his story seems limited. Like I think you said, it doesn't seem like it could go too many places, and maybe he has a place where it can go. Shelby Oaks, we gotta rename this shit too.
We gotta rename it, and I really hope his idea of telling like a new horror movie isn't just horror stuff happens, but there's
with
like
YouTube.
Bad drama of the main character. Like my mom died, and it's really about overcoming the death of my mom. That's what all.
I hope it has because you said it's about YouTubers, right? Who making paranormal
Something
stuff.
Like that. I think that's what it was based off of. Yeah.
I hope it's not like, oh my god, we're getting like 90,000 likes, we're blowing up, dude. But But
They like the content when we like do the summons and summon the bad ghosts. You can't.
dude, oh, they want us on Oprah, man. Or,
Yeah,
no, I don't know.
that could be interesting. Maybe
That
that's
could be
a special
interesting.
guest. That could be Oprah. You on the
Dude, they
Oprah
should get.
show?
Yeah, man, that's who they should cast. Oprah.
Shelby
One
Oaks.
second, I'm on it.
Well,
Okay, good. Sorry.
your
Um,
assistant, yeah.
um,
Shelby Oaks, yeah.
Shelby Oaks.
And
What?
we need
Which?
a better title for him.
Yeah, my dog's name's Shelby. It's not a scary name.
It's not a scary. It doesn't sound like a horror movie. It sounds like a college, like I don't know,
Like
college
street.
party.
Like
Yeah,
yeah, it's like, well, meet you on Shelby Oaks, bro.
yeah.
Like
Welcome to Shelby Oaks.
welcome to Shelby Oaks.
It needs to be like,
It needs to be a single word, uh,
hmm,
or something, or it has to have a weird title. It can't. The title has to put you like Hereditary was
I
good.
got it,
The
dude.
Exorcist,
Cyber Ghost.
Cyber Ghost, Cyber Ghost.
Because of their YouTube. Maybe okay. Here we go. Here we go. We got it right here. These
Or
guys.
just call it Cyber.
So maybe we could play it. Remember he fucked up. What did he fuck up? What the fuck is his show called that we're just talking about?
Hilariosity.
Hilariosity. Instead, it should have been Hilarious.
Hilariogrity.
Yeah. So we need to do that with this movie.
Yeah, he really fucked up that because he's almost saying it. That's the part that bothers me. But
Yeah, this doesn't flow off the tongue. My brain can't even remember the word.
yeah.
But this is what would be interesting. And I hope he's listening and he does this. Involve a bit of new tech into it. So these kids go into this like haunted house. They capture a ghost on their phone. They upload it to YouTube. That ghost is now like stuck in YouTube or some shit, like haunting people.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's like putting mean comments on people's videos.
He's getting people canceled, dude.
People it's like,
No,
yeah.
I feel like we're writing a worse movie. Once again. No,
It's
Chris,
interesting,
no, we should it should be definitely yeah, dude. What kind of yeah. I don't know what he can all I can imagine his movie's going to be is something creepy's going to be in the corner and that's I can't his concept really just doesn't
It doesn't
scream.
excite me either, dude. It really
Yeah.
doesn't. But maybe he's he'll try something new. I think you're right. He should be open to like going completely off script.
Yeah.
Experiment with it. Try some like interesting, creepy shit, dude. Explore some.
And I think a good like meter of how much of like how ambitious of a filmmaker he is how close the final product is to what he pitched versus how much it's changed. Because like it should change, like we said, like over and over, it should change.
It should reveal itself. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if like I'd feel
Horror's
like man,
hard, dude. Horror's hard. Like that's why I kind of stick away from horror because I feel like it's the clear genre to hit for indie filmmakers just because it's like you can kind of get away with cheaper budgets on it. But then you can fall into every horror movie now, and I think audiences are falling into that too. Is just like it's people in a house and something's getting in or somebody, you know.
Well, you need a new voice in horror. It's like if you're doing something cliche, it's got to have a new voice to it.
A new twist, yeah.
Like or just how it's done. Like Your Next is a cliche movie, but it's well made. It's like
it plays into the tropes a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's scary, but I have a lot of fun watching it. You know, it's like I also thought she should have.
Yeah.
I thought that woman should have played Lara Croft too. I was like, she would have been perfect. But
yeah, I think too. There's a quote by like Robert Eggers where he mentions like for horror, he's like really sit down and think about what scares you, like about humanity. or something in general? Like what terrifies you, whether it's like the vastness of existence or space or fucking, people turning on each other. And
Yeah.
right, because people just fall into sometimes. It's exactly what I just explained with the your next stuff. Like, okay, I got 100K. It's a house, and people are getting in, and that's scary. But you're not really. I feel like at that point, maybe you're not looking into yourself. What scares you? You're more looking outwards and be like, that's what they did, so I'm gonna do that. You know, that worked for them in terms of like watching other filmmakers do it. You're right. We need people to explore what's really scary, especially in modern day, in
Yeah.
a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to write so much horror stuff, and then I really came away from it. But now I want to go back towards it a little bit. Yeah, horror is fun, man. It's just like a good time, and also it might be the way to get funding from. I know Blumhouse throws fucking money at anything.
Horror is a
I
mess.
also,
Well, there's always horror fans.
I
Call them
also thought about
loyal fans. Yeah.
I also thought about doing something a little fucked up. You put a Blumhouse production company in front of one of your short horror films, but you name it Bumhouse. Like you forget the L, and but you have the same logo and everything, so people like just see it and they, oh, Blumhouse, and then when you get like five like lawyers tries to sue you, you go, oh, it's parody law. It's his Bumhouse. Like
Oh, it's fair.
and
It's a
so
parody movie.
yeah, then next thing you know, Blumhouse actually contacts you and be like, "Hey, we actually saw your shit because you're in the news because blah 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 blah." I don't know.
Or they get mad and take all the money you got out of that.
Well, then you have a connection to
Yeah, I
Blumhouse.
guess so.
Like,
Time you
hey,
fuck
remember
them.
when you sued me? You're like, you want to read my script?
Dude,
But,
hopefully, yeah, dude. Hopefully, Mr. Chris Stuckmann, he
yes.
gets maybe he gets picked up by Blumhouse
Yeah.
and gets
Hopefully.
well, maybe it turns into a $10 million movie. Now we're talking.
Now it's even more complicated, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I am very excited to see it. And then I think what will be weird is his movie will be reviewed by YouTube reviewers. So that's going to be strange.
It's gonna be fascinating, but I think it's a good thing because once people, and you notice it with him, start making movies, your criticisms change from the viewer standpoint to like, okay, I can look at this movie how maybe this person made it or what they're trying to do. So I think his reviewer buddies who kind of know him might also be like, you know what, like they would rate it better than if they didn't know who made it. In the sense, like, like I'm so happy it's his first movie, trying something. So
yeah,
best of luck to him, dude.
Yeah. Here it is.
That's sick. That's awesome.
Thanks. I made it like a moon.
He sent me that, dude.